related matters. This message says if you're a smart businessman and you're selling the same things, you have to drop your prices and make more money. An example, I was buying LV perfume for 5,400 Ghana cedis and selling at 6,300 Ghana cedis. I had stock of 8 pieces last week, which I bought at 5,400 cedis. I reduced over the weekend, which now sells at 4,400, and sold all for 6K, which I made, and I made 1,600 cedis profits, and replaced them immediately. Why would I hold on and sell at the same price? Because I bought at a higher rate. So this is a very good angle. It's you have to be strategic and work on the dynamics to help you sell your products and make some money.
So it's about what pricing model you're using.
Yes,
right?
and the kind of products you have as well.
Yeah.
Different products, different dynamics, different industries, different dynamics. So
who is this LV perfume seller? I want Mathieu Noir. Does he have it?
He's called Mark. Mark. Yes.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway, let's go to the front pages, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
The Ghanaian Times, there's a precedent of President John Mahama and Faure Gnassingbé, the president of Togo, at AU Debt Summit, Free Africa of Debt Crisis. President Mahama is calling for this. Father jailed 10 years for impregnating 15-year-old daughter. Biotechnology misconception disincentive to full security. This is Prof. Asari, and this is a story I'll give you more details on. And if you go to the back page, TIL rejects withdrawal of members from varsity council, varsity governing councils, and GSS, Ghana Standards Authority, Ghana Statistical Service, conducts qualification and skills mismatch survey in June. If you go to the Daily Graphic, First Lady's Mother's Day touch is on the back page. You want to see what the First Lady did for Mother's Day. Cedi's appreciation against the dollar. Price reduction will take time. Prof. Gachi, GNCCI, AGI call for sustainability. And Sami Jemfi appears before presidency over Agrada dollar gift. And Haptel at 20 utilize digital innovation to create employment for the youth. If you go to the Economy Times, blooming economy boosted the blooming economy boosted investor confidence. Mahama extolled amidst call for sustained gains. CD rebounds from Wells West to best performing currency. Has a photo of Dr. K.C.L. Atufo, the finance minister. And Ghana to lose out on oil revenue for 2025 as global forecast price falls below $65 per barrel. So as oil prices fall, we lose. As the CD appreciates, we gain, but there are some losses here. We just need to figure out how to make the best out of all these situations. If you go to the BNFT, government may be seeking IMF program flexibility. SMP, this is ahead of the 2026 exit. MPS Terminal 3 welcomes record-breaking ultra-large vessels. Over the past 1 year, we've been seeing a lot of large vessels docking at the Terminal 3 in Tema. Anglo Gold Ashanti reports 764% profit surge in Q1 2025. Did you hear that? 764% profit. Yes, in Q1 2025. This is the gold business. So, and 22.5 million Ghana cedis lost annually to unchecked rubber exports. There is also a story of Crawley Aviation Consult launched to strengthen aviation industry. I know Crawley, he's one of our greatest minds in aviation engineering in Africa. He's Ghanaian, and he started a consulting business to help businessmen and governments in that space. Congratulations to him. So Kojo, where do we start from? Should we start from the price reduction?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yes, the Daily Graphic has that story. Players in the business community have explained that the appreciation of the Ghana cedi against the dollar will not immediately translate into a significant reduction in the prices of goods and services. They maintain that most businesses or traders were still selling old stock that they had acquired at higher exchange rates, which would most likely delay any immediate price adjustments in response to currency movements. The players, including the Association of Ghana Industries and the Ghana Chamber of Commerce and Industry, two groups that represent a large segment of manufacturers and traders in the country, explained that prices of goods in the Ghanaian market were driven by multiple factors, including transportation costs, import duties, and overhead expenses, with the exchange rate being just one of several influences. Maybe if you have time, I have an Excel model of pricing for one commodity that we import a lot. We can go through that Excel model, change the variables like the inputs, transportation cost, labor cost, and then we'll see how all those things affect pricing and whether we should expect some drastic price drops or some gradual price drops.
We can pick a day for that.
Yes, you can pick a day for that. So that is on the prices and related matters, and I'm linking that to the rebound of the cedi. And Toma Emi here writes for the Economic Times that in a remarkable turnaround, the Ghanaian cedi has emerged as the world's best performing currency in 2025, according to data from Bloomberg, appreciating nearly 16% against the US dollar since April and trading at 13.20 as of early May 2025.
Yep.
This resurgence marks a stark contrast to its status as the worst performing currency in 2022, when it lost over 55% of its value amid a debt crisis and inflation. So that is on the cedi. I want to link this to gold and mining because of this Anglo Gold Ashanti story and ask some few questions. So gold mining giant Anglo Gold Ashanti has reported a 764% increase in profits for the first quarter of 2025 as the company reaps the benefits of higher gold prices and increased production. Now, the miner, which operates primarily in Africa, Australia, and the Americas, announced that profits attributable to shareholders reached $443 million in quarter one, up from $58 million in the same period last year. So now, the new government wants to regulate the gold space and be a key player with the gold board. It will be interesting to see the projections based on the new gold prices and how gold prices have been going up, and how we can use that to sustain the gains we are making with the cedi, and how long that will last. At least that will give traders and the general market a sense of the stability and the sustainability we're expecting. So if Anglo Gold is making money, other gold businesses are making money. Gold board, what projections have they made with the gold they want to trade in? We know the number of ounces we mine every year in the country by the big gold miners, by small scale miners. What strategy have we put in place to ensure that we mop up all the gold by the small scale miners and get the returns to sustain the macro economy? That is something Sam Ejemfi should tell us.
Yeah.
Beyond what you tell us about the other issue.
I think this is a much more important issue I want to hear him on than Agrada.
Yes.
But you know what? Every time I hear of such huge profit leaps for gold mining, large scale mining companies in Ghana, it just reminds me of the tragedy of the kind of deals that we've signed with these companies, right? Where we are virtually giving away our gold. Look at these numbers. That could have been ours if we had done what perhaps the Arabs had done about their oil, right?
Yeah, nationalizing all those assets.
The thing is ours, it's in the ground. If you know how to bring it out and we'll sell it to you at a cheaper rate. So we're making the bulk of the money. It's still ours.
Yeah.
You just brought it out for us, and for that reason, you get a good deal. Right? Everybody wins. But in this case, one person wins and we get royalties.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's just such a... We basically put ourselves at such a disadvantage when it came to these deals, and we still seem to be doing the same thing.
Yeah, I'm looking straight at you, and I'm seeing your vision of Ghana owning a gold company that is operating locally, has mines in Mali, has mines in Australia, has mines in South Africa, just like Petronas has its rigs in Malaysian waters and has rigs across the world playing in the upstream, downstream space and making a lot of money.
Yeah.
We need to make this gold business a proper business.
Why not? I mean, should we not be the world's experts?
Yep.
On gold?
We
Should
mine
we
gold
not?
for over 100 years in Ghana.
How
Technology transfer,
Come on.
knowledge transfer, everything.
How are people coming from as far as Australia to come and teach us how to mine gold?
Anyway, let me bring you more stories. This one is on biotechnology and it's on page 11 of the Ghanaian Times. It says biotechnology misconception is disincentive to food security. Professor Asari speaking. And the story says an associate professor of molecular biotechnology and biotechnology at the University of Cape Coast, Professor Aaron Tete Asari, says the country must deal with the misconceptions around biotechnology and adopt it towards ensuring self-sufficiency and food security. He said the country cannot lose out on the value biotechnology brings to agric simply because of the misconception associated with the technology, and everything possible must be done to incorporate it into agriculture. You know, Kojo, we are looking for yam seeds to plant this year. There are people looking for disease-free plantain, banana, all sorts of things, potatoes, seedlings of all sorts of plants, and these can easily be done by a biotechnologist. We just have to put some small money of the procurement funds into funding institutions like the Biotechnology and Nuclear Agric Institute of Atomic Energy Commission, the UCC, KNUST, and we can actually produce the raw material, the planting material we need to grow food. And it's a very, very, very good call. And it's one of the things we'll be discussing at the Ghana Horticulture Expo, how to use biotechnology to feed agric, to create the jobs and grow our economy. So Professor Sari is making a very, very strong call for biotechnology.
Anything that is a one-off investment that you reap dividends from forever, I'm in favor.
Yes.
This is what poor countries should do. With the small money we have, we corral it, make one big investment in technology that will yield dividends forever, and we sit back. You know, instead of this hand-to-mouth hoe and cutlass, you know, agriculture that we've been doing since the days of Yasantwa. I mean, why? Why should we and Tete Kwashi use the same implements to farm? Why?
Yeah. Now I'll bring you a story. It's football related, but permits me to do some small gamma about this. This story in the BNFT says talent identification program kicks off in the Eastern region this week, and it's a GFA talent identification program. You remember back in the day we had labor offices across the country. So you could go to the labor office if you are looking for a job, and they'll take your data and feed to industry. They also had information from industry. I know Ye has a Ye job bank and all that. But look, what is the Ministry of Trade, for example, doing about ensuring we create the right value in the economy? Kojo, right now, how many masons do you have in the country?
Who would even know?
How many tailors and seamstresses do you have in the country?
Nobody knows.
How many welders do you have in the country? We can estimate trotro drivers because of the number of registered trotros. What training are we giving them? So if you are building a house tomorrow, who is going to take a chunk of the money away into their country? Is it your Ghanaian artisans or your Togolese artisans? How are we? So we are talking about CD depreciation and all those things, but what other things are we putting on the ground to ensure that beyond selling gold to bring in forex and all those things, we are reorganizing our economy to give us value?
And you see, you've made an important
Where is
point.
the innovation?
You've made an important point, because what it means is that whenever governments, and I mean all the governments we've had in this Fourth Republic, whenever they come and talk about substituting imports, for instance, say furniture, right? They are going to substitute furniture imports. How are they able to make calculations? How do they know how many furniture makers there are in Ghana? Do they know how many upholsterers
Where to get the wood?
Do they know? Do they have any idea our capacity? Is anyone gathering this sort of record? So when they announce solutions, it is clear that no thinking has gone into it, because we don't have the statistics.
And we'll share the thoughts of a listener on this when we come back.